So welcome back, guys, to another video, and I've actually been out of town for all of last week. I was doing a lot of work with my job, but the weekend was just so much fun because I got to go to Raleigh, North Carolina for Animazement 2015. Now, what made this really interesting was this was actually my fourth convention I've been to, but this was my second Animazement and my second major convention. And it was funny because when I was getting prepared to go to this convention, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, last year was overwhelming for me in a good way. I was like a small fish in a large pond. It was just so much to soak in. It was such a huge environment of all this different culture that I really enjoy. And I was wondering if I was going to have the same feeling when I went to it this year. And I have to say, I was very familiar with some of the things that were going on, but it was still very, very just big. That's all I can describe it. It was very big and I had so much fun. First thing I want to talk about is the cosplayers. I am just such a huge fan of the dedication people put into all these different outfits, and to me it's like an art style. I mean, it takes a lot to do this kind of thing, and I got my pictures taken with plenty of them, and I had my picture taken as well because I dressed up like Sabretooth from X-Men Origins, because I know I get that all the time. So I just pretty much just put on a black jacket and went to the convention, and it was a lot of fun. Met a lot of great people, and so some of the stuff I really enjoyed as well was the arcade, the game room. I'm a huge gamer, guys, and going into this huge room, and they had rows upon rows of this console games, from the PC Engine to all the Nintendos, the Sega Genesis, Sega Saturn. They even had a projector screen for the Sega Saturn playing Bomberman. It was like a 10-player Bomberman, and they also had a projector for games like Guitar Hero and Rock Band and Smash Brothers for the Wii U. And they also, in the back corner, had rows upon rows of arcade cabinets. And man, it just, to me, I really enjoy that because it really made me feel nostalgic. Seeing all these people inside of a room enjoying video games, hearing the loud noises, hearing the interaction, the social interaction of video games is something we've lost, because arcades are not around like they used to be. I mean, we're so spoiled now by just sitting at the house and playing on, Xbox Live or PSN, or just playing online gaming in general, where this was just a little bit more organic, I could say. So I had a lot of fun with that. Also, I went to, of course, the stores and the dealer's room, and it was just as big as I remembered, and oh my gosh, there was so many times I got lost in there. But I did get a couple of things. I got a grab bag, not the grab bag you guys were thinking if you saw my personal previous video. You guys can click on the link below to see that one, that Devin bought me a very interesting grab bag. But I bought myself another grab bag that had a little bit more stuff that I'm into. Now, what was interesting is a lot of the stuff I got in one bag for just $25, and some of it I'm really into, some of it I'm not too sure about, which I'm okay with that because it gives me a chance to check out some new animated series and stuff like that. First off, I got a couple of keychains. I got 2 Attack on Titan keychains, which I've watched Attack on Titan. I just haven't finished the series yet, and it's just, you have those animes that come out ever so often. It breaks the barrier. It brings on a bunch of new fans. We had it with Naruto. We saw it with Dragon Ball Z and Death Note. Now we're seeing it with Attack on Titan. There's a lot of new anime fans that are coming out of the woodwork that really enjoy Attack on Titan, which I think is amazing. Now, also I got a One Piece keychain, and honestly, I've only watched a couple episodes of One Piece. I've played a couple of the video games. I know there's a lot of episodes, so I'm gonna eventually, just binge watch, get a bunch of food, and just watch as many episodes as I can of One Piece, because it is a very interesting series. Now, I got some DVDs. Now these DVDs here, they're not they're in the middle. They're volume 6 and volume 8, weird stuff like that. But I might still check it out and, go back and watch it from there. One of them is Eden's Bowie. I believe that's what it's called, if I'm not pronouncing that right. But that is really cool. It's got some very interesting artwork to it. I'm very, very curious to see what this series is about. Now, the next DVD is a series I did watch a long time ago, like early 2000s, and I really enjoyed it, and that is Claymore. Man, I cannot stress enough. If you guys love demons, you guys love giant swords and blood and gore, Claymore is the way to go. It is so freaking awesome. And this one right here, which is Anime Classics of Japanese Literature. This looks like maybe it's more of an educational anime, which is really interesting. I'm anxious to see this, and yeah, it shows a little bit of like the Japanese lifestyle back in, like, you know, the 1800s and stuff. That's really awesome. Also got a Ganondorf sticker. I'm not a big sticker fan. I don't really know where to put him, but it's still cool to have him. I'll probably just put it with the rest of my Zelda stuff I have over in the corner. And let's see. I also got a Gotenks Super Saiyan 3 little keychain right there. That's pretty awesome. And speaking of One Piece, I did get this little figure here, and it's the Ghost Princess, Perona. I believe that's her name. I got a little detailed figure of her, and I mean, this alone would be like $50, so it was really cool that I got this in the $25 grab bag, and it is so detailed, and it definitely makes me want to watch One Piece a little bit more. It's almost like I got a weird sign. It's like, Xander, you need to check out One Piece. Really cool. And the last thing I got was some art. I'm a big fan of going to the crafts room and checking out all the different custom-made plushes and paintings. And I'm going to have this guy's information at the bottom. I didn't have a whole lot of time to talk to him. I didn't get to catch his name, but I did get all of his information, so you guys can check out his work. But he did this awesome Super Smash Brothers painting. And what I really like about it is I like how like chromy and glossy it is. I mean, it's got some color to it, but it's just very neon. It's very unique. I saw that and I'm like, man, I have to get this, and I'm gonna get it framed and put it over with my amiibo shelf that I built, and it's gonna look really awesome. Now, there were a lot of guests at Animazement. They had the original voice actors for Frieza, Japanese and English, the original Funimation Frieza. And I got to see them. I got to see a little bit of their panel, but I didn't get to get anything signed from them. I was kind of sad about that, but the lines were just insane. The only reason why is because I was standing in line for about 3 hours to get an awesome autograph and have a great story to end this video. I met Chichiro Watanabe. Right there, as you guys can see, he is the director of such animes as Space Dante. He also did Samurai Champloo, Cowboy Bebop, and Macross Plus. This guy is like just awesome when it comes to anime. I was completely awestruck, and I got to go to his panel that he had, and what was really cool is it was actually his birthday, so we all got to sing happy birthday to him. And I remember I was feeling kind of hokey. I was just like, man, I got to sing happy birthday to the director of Cowboy Bebop, and that was just so freaking awesome. And later on, when I was in the line to get my stuff signed, I got up there, and you know, they were giving out post-it notes for us to write our names, so he makes sure he gets the spelling right and everything. So, you know, I put Xander on there. He goes up there and he looks at it, and he wasn't really talking a whole lot to a whole lot of people because it was so busy, but he made a point to look at my name, and he was like, Xander. And he looked at me and he was like, that's badass, and signed it. I was like, holy shit, that's freaking awesome. You know, so the director of Cowboy Bebop thinks I have a very badass name. I think that's a really big accomplishment. But yeah, guys, that is some of my experiences I've had at the Animazement. If you guys are at Animazement, and if you guys want to leave some comments below, tell me some stuff you really enjoyed. I love to hear some comments from you guys. And for you guys that are watching, if you guys are in the North Carolina area, definitely check out Animazement. It's I believe it's every May, or yeah, I think it's every May every year at the Raleigh Convention Center, and it's freaking awesome. It's such a fun thing, I'm telling you. Looking forward to next year, that's for sure. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and as always, happy gaming.